Alrighty, game number 5 here between OGSMC and Fnatic Sen. This is the grand finale here between these two players in this best of 5 series. And let's keep our fingers crossed for an exciting game. This has been a pretty baller series thus far. I've really enjoyed commentating it. And the past, 2 or 3 games have been just completely nuts. So yeah, been pretty awesome. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this best of 5. I did ask you guys in the last best of series what you thought about long drawn out series, 5, 7, 3, whatever the case may be. And overall, people said that they liked this series of games. And I'm still going to be throwing in, just individual matches between 2 players in the mix, but I think that doing these series, it's a little bit more in-depth, I suppose I would say. It's a little bit more exciting. You can get wrapped up in kind of the drama in the small series. You now so strong, says MC. So Sen, very proud of himself, been doing a good job so far. Yeah, it's been a great series, like I said. So there we go. We can see MC again. My God, this man is unreal every single time. He has scouted Sen with the first go-around every single time. If there's something going on that I'm not aware of, please provide me with some insight as to it. But I just think this is bonkers that MC just nails it on the head every time he gets the first scout inside of Sen's base just immediately. Back over here, Sen with his Overlord scouting out the gateway, and we'll just be chilling out. Needs to see what is going on. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it used to be the case that you were worried about a 2-gate, and then they changed the Zealot build time. They lengthened it in terms of the actual build time of the Zealot, and so I think obviously it's not. I think as a result of that, you don't see 2 gates anymore, really. But God, I love those days. I don't know what it is, but I miss 2-gate, 6-pool, and bunker Reaper rushes. I know it doesn't make for long and fun games, and I know if you're on the receiving end of any of that, it's always just infuriating. But it makes for a good chuckle, and I think that's why I enjoyed it the most, because it's just hilarious to see someone get 2-gated and lose to a couple of Zealots early game. But anyways, that's enough of that. Overall, obviously, I do enjoy the long, drawn-out macro games. However, I don't think my throat enjoys it, because right now I'm in need of some lemon water. The thing is going nuts. Absolutely insane. So yes, we can see that Cybernetic core just about finished right now. Checking the gas right now, he is spotting that yes, MC does have 2 assimilators. That second one is finished already, and we've got that Zealot coming through. Warp Gate research going on as well. Finally, the expansion does get dropped. We do have those 3 Zerglings trying to chase down that probe. Gonna have a little bit of a hard time getting, a little bit of maneuvering there from MC, trying to keep away, though those Zerglings are steadily catching up and getting one hit off every now and then. The other Zergling moving forward to try to get some scout. Needs to be careful of that Zealot. There's 2 shots and 1 more. Ho ho ho! Very close. I don't know what I was doing. I just ho-ho-ho'd, I believe. So we're seeing Sentry heavy, so the expand is expected. And looks like, yeah, he's just going to be going 1-gate expand, Sentry heavy. Very cool indeed. So MC going with these quick expand builds and almost forcing Sen as a result to come out with a quick third too. And actually, wow, the probe getting back inside the main. It does get taken out there by that queen, but unbelievable that he actually managed to sneak that bad boy right back up in there. The Zergling will be regenerating some of his hit points. Here's a Zergling at full health, chilling out over there. And yes, here is that 1-gate expand from MC. And any sort of quick expand build as Protoss, it puts your Zerg opponent kind of in a pinch, because as mentioned, it's either you got to expand or you better be getting ready to hit me sometime soon, because otherwise I'm going to work up that strong economy. And we've been seeing MC obviously favoring Stargate play. He's been doing it almost in every game. I think in every game he's eventually gotten Stargate for some Void Rays and or Phoenixes, and it's been pretty effective more or less. Obviously we're tied up. Doesn't have a distinct advantage so far, but still, it can certainly be effective when you have the proper micro to be able to, properly maneuver those Phoenixes and do the most effective amount of damage, and then go ahead and get on out of there when any threats do come. So the 1-gate expand into 3-gate and Stargate. Here we go. So MC just loves the Stargate play. No doubt about that at all, and he will be opening up with Phoenix and or Void Ray, as we have seen him do pretty much continuously so far. So, Sen, what are you going to do, my friend? Well, first and foremost, droning up. He just come out with 8 drones there, working very, very hard on that econ. Here is that Roach Warren as well, and yeah, no expansion as of yet. do probably want to see him come out that third. Now, I mentioned before, you have those two options. It's expand or hit hard. If this Roach Warren is being prepared to get out with the 7 or 8 roaches early on and then just massing up speedlings, that's a pretty effective way of puncturing walls and getting right up into the Protoss player's base. So he could very well be doing that. A big concern, of course, being that with Sentry Heavy, those force fields, hitting that ramp could be a little dangerous. But if he can catch these sentries on the low ground, the other concern here, of course, being the Stargate coming out with that Void Ray. Obviously, that Void Ray will just demolish any roaches and speedlings. But the idea is that even if that Void Ray is in play, Sen would hopefully be able to do enough damage. And we do have 14 speedlings coming through. Now, this expansion is coming out right now as well. That's very important to note. No roaches as of yet, and he also has that level 1 upgrade coming out. So the speedlings just kind of dancing around right now. Also, we'll be situating one up here to try to check that third and what is going to be going on. It looks like just the one Void Ray and then following that up with a few Phoenix, and yes, MC will be moving out with this harass, and Overlords unfortunately are goners right now. These two a little bit concerned right now. He's actually checking the smoke over here. He wants to see if any sort of hidden tech's going on, but now he knows what's going on. Phoenixes and Void Rays, here they come right now. We do have a Forge coming through as well, and the speedlings just sitting right here. Nothing they can do to help Sen in this situation, but look, 3 queens, that's enough to push those guys back. Just queens are devastating. Sen will be trying to move on in and try to get a little scouting. Not likely to see anything, though. Yes, he will not catch anything that he wasn't already aware of. So right now we have got 3 Phoenixes and 1 Void Ray in play for MC, and MC getting the map control that he so desires right now, killing off the 1 Zergling, and here goes that 2nd Zergling. And then with those Phoenixes scouting out the fact that Sen has in fact moved into this 3rd expansion. Look at those queens. However slowly they are moving, they are just ready. They're ready for action. They're like, come on, Phoenixes, we can take you. We can take you indeed. Push back. Phoenixes, push back. You were a little bit frightened right now. Now, once he starts to get about 5 Phoenixes, and he's actually going to be engaging with those 4 because these Void Rays are coming forward as well. But that's a lot of queens, and that is enough to threaten these guys and force them to push back. You got to keep in mind, too, with transfuses, those queens will last quite a while, and they do a lot of damage to the Void Ray and the Phoenix, so that's a big problem there. We'll be just throwing Zerglings at these towers. He just want to see if any sort of push is coming through. And here we go right now with that scouting Zergling. Sen is aware now that MC will be moving up into his 3rd. So then there's that decision. Do I push against this or do I expand into my 4th? He does have 22 Zerglings coming through. That layer almost finished right now, dropping 4 extractors. I believe it is natural in that 3rd. Yes, that is indeed what is taking place. Zerglings still scouting out for any push that may be coming through. Those Phoenixes doing what they can to harass. We've got a lot of queens here. Oh, not able to drop that though because of a clutch transfuse, and yes, Sen holding on to enough energy to be able to use those transfuses. Now, in engaging something like that, you actually want to just make sure that you're trying to lift off the queen that has the most energy, because if you lift off the queen with no energy, well, that one's obviously not doing any transfuses, but if you lift off any of the queens that can transfuse, then that prevents any transfuses from getting laid down. And look at what is going on. I was going to say, the Zerglings and the Sentries were just like, hey, how you doing? Okay, there we go. The Sentries decide they don't want to play anymore and take them out. Speedlings moving around the map right now, probably again trying to push out to grab these towers, and we do have some Banelings coming through, and it looks like we may be seeing again the Baneling dropping. Sen really comfortable with that tactic against what MC's been throwing at him. We also have that Infestation pick coming out, so we're going to be seeing more or less the same thing that we've been seeing this entire series in terms of like unit composition. And once more, with this, you know, they both are amply prepared to deal with what the opponent has. It just comes down to that engagement, how it ends up taking place, positioning of the units, and if you can land those fungal growths, if you can prevent those fungal growths from getting landed, if you are able to get within range to, you know, drop those Banelings and everything like that. So both players just really need to make sure that they're paying attention once that battle does commence. Phoenix is moving around, and Overlord's in a little bit of dangerous spot, but we do have a lot of queens there, as mentioned prior, and that should help him deal with that. Also, the high yield expansion getting placed down. The Observer, I believe, yes, he scouted that going on over, so now he's aware that this expansion is coming on through, but again, MC can just dance around with these Phoenixes and do lots and lots of damage. And as you can see here, Sen, just again on the losing end. It seems like this is a repeating, something that's been repeating for these past few games. Early games, this opening harass from MC, very, very difficult for him to deal with. And it looks like he may be losing this expansion. Queen's trying to do what they can. I don't know. Are they going to actually just try to transfuse the hatchery? The problem is that even if this finishes, it will be at very low health. Is he going to transfuse it? Does he just cancel it? Whoa, canceling the hatchery. Forced to cancel. Now that the Queens and Sporkle are up there, he will be engaging. But there are enough Phoenixes there to lift him off. The Spore Crawler will be doing quite a bit of damage trying to target fire that one that has have that Graviton Beam on that Queen. The Queen gets dropped. All the Queens are down now. And does he have enough? He takes out the Void Ray. He needs to try to target fire those low health Phoenixes. And there's a Fungal Growth taking out that one Phoenix. And there you have it, guys. Wow, very interesting. Unfortunately, though, Sen was forced to cancel this high yield. And although he has redropped it, that is a pretty hefty loss. The fact that he did have to cancel that. So that was a good engagement there for MC. MC dropping a ton of gateways right now. Also making that transition into Colossus. We have got Blink Stalkers coming through. The Thermal Lance is done. MC sitting with a few Colossus already. Now here are those Speedlings and Banelings. The bulk of his force infestors there as well, and doing a good job of spreading this creep. He does want to try to get that as far across the map as possible, although once his push does come out with that Observer, see you later creep, and actually looks like, if nothing else, MC will be pushing across, trying to grab that tower and maybe kill a few of these creep tumors and then just walk on back home. He could also be trying to engage right here with this expansion. Given the fact that he does have a lot of sentries, he could lay some clutch force fields and pretty much prevent Sen from being able to stop him from doing that. Sen is ready for this, though. Does have a lot of Banelings loaded up there into those Overlords. Tons and tons of Speedlings as well. We do have a Dark Shrine coming out somewhere for MC, so MC is getting ready to lay down some DT for some late-game harassment. Throwing those bad boys at expansions can certainly catch your opponent off guard. Although, given the fact that Sen has been dealing with these Phoenixes all game, I do expect a Spore Crawler or two at each and every one of these expansions, so that should help him be a little bit better prepared for when those DT do eventually come. But yes, Dark Templar are coming. We also have a few cannons getting placed. I'm not sure where, though. Don't know that it really matters that much, but a few cannons getting laid down, maybe just to deal with a little bit of late game harassment. There's a cannon up in the main there. And here we go, actually dealing with a couple of Zealots. A small little Zealot push. That gets mopped up very easily. Interested to see what MC was attempting to do there. I'm sure one of you guys will tell me in the comments everything that I missed and just flame me so hard. We do have an Overlord getting ready to drop here, and actually, there we go. That's now finally figuring out the purpose of these late game cannons here. That's to help deal with this Overlord dropping, and both armies moving in opposite directions, but there we go, finally realizing that MC's moving across the map. Sen is re-rallying his forces over here. Got those Overlords ready to drop. The other Overlord getting ready to try to hit this economy over here, and here comes the engagement right now. Force fields going down, slowing up these reinforcements and just tearing through the Speedlings and Banelings. We do have a Fungal Growth going down, and uh-oh, no, I'm able to get away, though. The Fungal Growth dissipates, and that's going to force these Overlords to push back. He lost one of those Overlords filled with Banelings, dropping the Fungal Growth, though, and it looks like those Stalkers and the rest of the Protoss army here for MC will be pulling back. Overlord still chilling out over here. Didn't manage to drop that. He could drop those Banelings right there and work his way right on in. And if MC's not paying enough attention, he could take some pretty heavy losses. Now here we go. MC pushing across the map. At the same time, here comes this drop. But look at MC. Just, man, he is all over that mini map. Seeing this coming, he's just like, nah, F that. I'm pulling my guys off the line. A couple of Phoenixes chilling out over here. I don't know if we have had any of those DT. No DT have been warped in yet. So it hasn't ended up. Did he let it finish? Yes, he did. So he just hasn't warped in any DT. Now we do have that hive coming through right now for Sen. And Sen, if he can get in, if he can get in some of those Broodlords and, be prepared for Void Rays this time, maybe he'll be in a better position than we saw during that last time that he teched up to Hive Tech and went for those Broodlords. Do expect that to take place, so there are the Corruptors. Here comes that Greater Spire as well. Is it going to be in time, though? That is a question, because right now MC is preparing to push. Got the Observer moving with his army as well to deal with any of those creep tumors. And, oh boy, this is looking a little scary. We do have a few DT here. That's a lot of DT, actually, but here comes the big push. Need to be careful, though. Those force fields are expected. There they are. The force field wall gets laid down. And unfortunately, those Overlords, no, they're in a little bit of a tough spot right now. He keeps pushing forward, dropping the Fungal Growth. Going to get a little bit of damage down. Is it enough, though? They've got one Colossus very low, and that gets taken out very nice from those Corruptors. The rest of these Overlords will be forced to push back some Fungal Growth, though. Those Infestors need to be careful, walking a little bit too close to that fire, so pulling back right now. Finally, a couple of Zealots will be target firing down those Infestors. Then DT take out one base. DT making their way onto that second base as well, and Sen is obviously distracted by all this that is going on right now, this big push, and the DT nail that base as well. This is not looking good for Sen. He's got that Greater Spire almost finished. The Dark Templar have already taken out two bases, and MC's been doing a good job of defending the bulk of his force there with those force fields, and this is looking very scary right now for Sen. I'm not sure that he can deal with this. He's probably going to be losing this third as well, and there we go. That Greater Spire just about finished, so he should be getting some Broodlords in, but already losing those two bases, and this third one's looking to be in trouble right now. He lost the high yield, and that's the game right there, guys. There's nothing, I don't think, right now. I mean, okay, Sen might defend this, but he just lost 3 bases in a row. Some very nice engagement there from MC. MC also now sitting at this high yield expansion. He is just in a completely dominant position. Take a look there at the resources gathered, or the minerals and gas gathered. Take a look at the unit loss tab. Sen is just in a tough spot. He doesn't have the army either to deal with what MC's got. 86 army supplies opposed to 63. So MC's pretty much got the game in the bag. We've got these Speedlings and Banelings pushing forward. Some Fungal Growths doing a bit of damage. And my gosh, throwing a lot of units there. And MC not microing back those Colossus. Lost quite a bit. Might have been paying attention to those Phoenixes. But still, even with that said, we'll take another look at the unit loss tab. Even with that being the facts, Fanatics Sen just lost 3 bases. That is huge. He lost the high yield. He lost these 2 expansions as well. The amount of damage that actually is going to inflict on him within the next few minutes of the game, or however much longer this ends up lasting, it just can't be understated. That is huge. Losing 3 bases in the matter of 2 minutes is just absolutely huge. It's I don't know. It's way too much to recover from as far as I'm concerned, but who knows? I've been surprised before. Sen may pull something out now. He does have Brewlords coming into play. He did take out a lot of those Colossus. I believe he took out all of those Colossus. Yes, he did. So he took out every single Colossus. Now we've got some High Templar that will be coming into play. Also a few more Dark Templar getting warped in. Where? Up here on the high ground there. Checking for that. Maybe he was expecting Sen to drop that additional expansion. He will actually pretty much get a free kill over here if he just walks those DT down. So there we go. DT walking on down. Realizing, he does have this proxy pylon moving forward to try to drop it. DT do get warped in time though, so they will be able to move forward and do some damage. And look at these DT just shred through that. And actually that didn't even get canceled, so we ended up losing the resources for that as well. Sen in a very tough spot right now. MC is just warping in a ton of those Blink Stalkers, starting to make that transition as well, as mentioned prior to these High Templar, and he's also coming out with another base. MC's very comfortable right now. Sen, yeah, again, just in a tough spot. Moving forward, trying to take out these Archons. Archons do so much damage, but there we go, finding out that their shields are down. Zergling's able to take them out, and Sen getting up this Expo, getting ready to drop this one as well. Now here comes a push with these Blink Stalkers, and actually, are there any more Infestors? 9, not just. There's 9 Infestors in play, so he actually could have rooted those and taken them out pretty quickly. We do have a lot of Broodlords here as well. And actually Sen's sitting with a pretty strong army. Taking a look at the army supply, still behind MC, but those Broodlords are certainly tide turners. Same thing with the with all these Infestors here. I'm just really concerned about feedbacks, in all honesty, because there are a lot of High Templar here right now, so those feedbacks could be pretty rough for those Infestors. But here we go, the Broodlords moving across right now, seeing this push coming. Broodlords getting ready to engage, and those Infestors do want to move forward. There we go as well. Here we go, and the Broodlings will start to do a little bit of damage. That's actually pushing back the bulk of MC's force, and MC, there's a Changeling sitting right there for Sen, and here we go. Here comes the engagement. Blink Stalkers moving right underneath the Broodlords. The Fungal Growth a little bit late, dropping a few infested Terrans as well. He lost quite a few Broodlords there. There are the feedbacks, unfortunately, on those Infestors for Sen. Sen taking some pretty heavy losses. There are a lot of Blink Stalkers as well as Zealots here. The Blink Stalkers just need to get under those Broodlords. There's so many Blink Stalkers. Broodlords trying to do it again. Another feedback going down. Doesn't kill that Infestor, but very low health. Unfortunately, those Zealots don't have charge, and there is Sen calling the good game. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching this best of 5. MC did come out on top over Sen. Was a very cool series. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. As always guys, if you like the content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.